Hey guys, welcome back. So I thought I'd try something a little bit different today. I'm going to show you some of the plants that we have inside and how they've grown, and then some of the plants that we had outside that we just recently moved in and how we're going to be dealing with those. So we've got a couple different rooms, as well as kind of got to show you our house is kind of set up in an odd way that most of our rooms are facing north. Most of our windows are all facing north, so we don't have much south exposure. The rooms that we do have south exposure are the upstairs master bedroom, which we have one window that faces south and one that faces west. So we end up getting a lot of good morning and afternoon light. And then directly underneath us, we have our downstairs spare room, which has the same type of windows, a little bit smaller, but they're still facing west and south. So they get the same type of light. But since this is a spare room, and right now we're kind of using it as storage, but maybe in the future we'll put some plants down here because of the exposure. We do have a lot of west facing windows, and we have a whole room that's completely east facing. So we do get some morning light there, and we do get afternoon light in the west facing, especially in the kitchen area. But the center of the house gets pretty dark, so they've added skylights. Right now we got about 4 skylights. One in the main hallway right above the washer and dryer, so we rarely turn on the lights in this hallway during the day. And the next one is in the kids' bathroom. This one is nice because you don't have to turn any lights on during the day, but the problem is it doesn't add enough light really to grow anything or keep it alive in this bathroom. But we do have a little bamboo plant that's still kicking. Our third skylight's going to be in the master bathroom. We are east facing here, so we do get morning sun, which is nice, and with the skylight it adds a lot of natural light to this room, but nothing major or direct. In here we have our money tree, which seems to be doing really well. It maintains its moisture really well because it is a bathroom, so it does keep its moisture in this room. And then we moved our Meyer lemon tree from outside into here. Now, like I said, it does get some light, but not enough light to really make a difference and help things grow. So we've added a grow light to here, and we keep it in the bathroom again for moisture reasons or humidity reasons. We monitor it, and it seems to be doing pretty good. We do have a couple of lemons that are starting to ripen, and if you see here, we do have a moisture gauge that we keep in there at all times, and it does settle. So to simply get it going, you just take it out, put it back in, and it'll give you a reading that our moisture level is doing pretty good. Now, it's not just the water level and moisture in the air and the light that the Meyer lemon needs. It's also going to need to be fertilized pretty regularly to maintain and keep its growth up. So we're going to be using the Miracle Grow all-purpose plant food, and we'll probably do this about once every week to week and a half. Now, as we move into the kitchen, we have a lot of good west-facing afternoon light that we get into this portion of the kitchen or the dining room. So we ended up putting our rosemary, brought it inside and placed it over here. And then also we have our corn plant, which has grown quite a bit now. It is fast approaching 6 feet tall, and I believe at the beginning of the year it started out about 4.5. So it's grown over 6 inches and filled out quite well. Now in our sitting room, we got a couple plants in here. It's east facing, so it gets a lot of morning light. Now this was on our west porch through all of the spring and summer. This is our palm, and it has grown quite a bit. Everything on the inside is all brand new growth. It's starting to get really thick and very luscious. It's doing really well. We treated this with neem oil and gave it a good watering before we brought it in, and it seems to be pretty happy in this spot. Now over here we have our bird of paradise. When we got this from Amanda, our sister-in-law, it was a little bit smaller than it was now, but I would say over the course of the year at least 5 or 6 of these new leaf branches have formed. We did lose one. We had one casualty when we were bringing it in here. It got hit by the fan right up here as we were moving it in. Now we do have some occasional issues with spider mites and a couple other indoor issues, but we've been using Bonide Neem Oil a mixture of water and dish soap, and then we've also been using the systematic houseplant insect control. And we try to keep tabs on everything after we've brought it inside. With every weekly watering or every watering we give it, we kind of give it a once over, just check it, make sure everything's doing good. We spot treat it as needed. So if we see any of the mites or see any of the insects or aphids, we actually start to remove it. We'll spray it, we'll treat it, make sure everything is healthy and doing well. And we'll do that all fall and winter. And when spring comes around, as soon as the frost is over, a lot of the stuff is going to go back outside where it's going to grow even further. Now, I showed you in the previous video where I trimmed it down to this base stem, this V, and then I put a little bit of a plant tone into it and then top dressed it with some soil because it was getting eroded from the constant watering. Now this is going to be ready to go. I put a light on it, it's all set and watered in, and we are basically done with this one. Now the blueberry bush is a little bit different. I haven't done much to it. I added a little bit of fertilizer to it just to keep it going. I let the leaves fall to create its own mulch, and I've got the grow light on it. And that's about it for right now. But that's not it for that room. There's still a lot more I want to do in there. Starting with those pepper plants and the blueberries, I don't want them to stay on the shelves. They have a heavy capacity for the shelves, each shelf, but I'd rather have them a little lower to the ground, maybe on some boxes I'll build or something like that, and then put some water pans underneath it so we don't have any overflow or drippage. And then when it comes to growing the plants, I want to add another shelf to the room. I have some more grow lights. I probably will get some more. And what I want to do that's going to be better than last year is start transitioning the plants from seedlings to a 4-inch pot a little bit sooner. I noticed I stunted a lot of their growth. Everything seemed to lay dormant or really was slow growing. And then I want to get heating pads for everything, because that room gets a little bit colder than the rest of the house, and I think that helps, or that actually stunted some of the growth. But all this is for a future video. There's a lot of things that I'm working with. I got to create a much better plan than what I'm working with from last year. Like I said, and I've been saying before, I'm new to this, I'm growing, I'm learning, and I hope I'm helping you. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.